Hi, welcome to Multi-Unit Mastery Monday. My name is Aisha Bascaro, and we are here on our weekly talk and live broadcast simultaneous in several places. So if you are watching us either on our YouTube page, or maybe you are in our Facebook page, or maybe you are on LinkedIn, I would love it if you say hello, give this video a little like if you are going to be enjoying what we're going to be chatting about today. The topic for today, to this Multi-Unit Mastery Monday, is how to develop your leadership bench. Such an important topic. It has always been a very important topic, but especially nowadays, there is a leadership crisis in the retail franchise industry. And being able to develop that bench for when you need future leaders, it is critical, a critical skill, a critical process for you to have in your business. And that's why we picked that topic for today's chat. And so let's go ahead and get started. And let me see, make sure that if anybody's here, say hello. Like I said, I'm using this program that helps us do a simultaneous live broadcast. So I want to make sure that everything is working good. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to give you 8 steps today of what to do to be able to create that leadership bench in your organization, because there is nothing more that will stop your growth, your development, your success than not having the leaders that you need to manage your business. And this is especially true if you are a multi-unit operator, whether you are a multi-unit franchisee or a multi-unit independent business owner. Either way, if you have multiple locations, having the ability to develop your future leaders is critical for you to be able to be successful and have the true time and financial freedom that we all want when we have these multi-unit businesses. So the first step that you need to take to be able to have that leadership bench is you need to decide that you're going to do it. Many people, many franchisees, many owners, complain about the fact that they don't have a leader, or they are running their business, or that they don't have anybody to take a certain position, whether it's a shift lead, assistant manager, general manager, even multi-unit, leader or district manager. And we go through the struggle, and when the opening happens, then we are scrambling to try to find somebody and interview them and hire them on a 50-50 chance that they're going to work out or not. Actually, I think the chance is less than 50% based on, my 30 plus year experience. And so what you need to do, the very first step is to decide that you're not going to deal with this problem when it happens, but that you're actually going to create that bench proactively and ahead of time. And it is true that you might be having, a leadership challenge right now that you are going through. However, you have to make the time every day, every week to work on that future succession plan or the creation of your bench. Even in the middle of a crisis, even in the middle of lacking people, you got to start working towards doing that today. So that is the very first step, is that you have to decide that you are going to create that bench. Once you make that decision, now you need to take the next steps to be able to make that happen, right? And it has to be different from what you have been doing all along, because many of us know that the definition of insanity is the act of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, right? And so obviously we can't do that. We cannot keep doing the same thing, waiting for it to be solved. So we have to then start taking steps that we were not taking before to make sure that we have a different outcome in our business, hence the succession plan or your leadership bench. So first of all, you got to decide that you're going to own it, that you're going to do something different. Then the next step, which is the second step, is you need to let your entire organization know that you are looking for the future leaders of your business. Every person, it doesn't matter if they are already managers, or if they are cashiers, or if you have full service restaurant, if there's somebody in the back doing dishes, it doesn't matter. Everybody in your organization needs to know that you are looking for leaders and that you are committed to promoting them from within your organization as much as possible. It is important that you do that because you never know who is out there that will be interested, right? And if you don't make it known that you actually want to promote from within, the people may, based on their observation of you keep hiring from the outside, you're giving them the message that you're not interested in promoting from within. And so by you announcing it to everybody and giving them a way or a process to raise their hand, hey, I'm interested, regardless of where they are, because it doesn't mean just because you're saying that you're looking for leaders from within your organization, it doesn't mean that they're going to be leaders in the organization tomorrow. It just means that you are going to be looking at who is in your organization and that you're going to start working towards giving them the opportunity to move up. And so the second step, like I said, is make sure that everybody in the organization knows that you want somebody from within and give them a way to raise their hand. Whether their way to raise their hand is send an email to hr@ourcompany.com, or if you're interested, let your direct supervisor know. If you're interested, send a note somewhere, like give them a specific way for them to let you know that they're interested. And when you're communicating that you're looking for leaders, because how you do it is going to be very important, right? And so it is important that they know that that no matter where they are, that you're going to help them get to where they want to go. And so, and I don't know how many of you know my history, but if you know much about me, you will know that the way that I started in this industry was as a pizza delivery driver, right? This was a job that I was going to take temporarily as a stepping stone in between my college, my failed business, and my next step in my life. I was not planning at all to make this a career for me. However, the opportunity to move up and being an assistant manager and a general manager and eventually a franchisee, seeing that opportunity clear in black and white in a way that I understood, inspired me to take the next step and then the next step and then the next step. And if that opportunity had not been made clear to me while I was a pizza delivery driver, literally on my second day on the job, I would not be where I am today, and I would have not made this franchise experience the career of my life. And so having that awareness is, and showing the opportunity to the people that are in your organization, is the next step after making a decision of, owning your bench. All right. So the next step, which will be step number 3, is to literally and proactively look around your organization and look for those diamonds in the rough. Really look around and notice the people that love what they do. Notice the people that do it with great care and commitment. Notice the people that are appreciating the job and the opportunity they have to be able to make a living within your organization. Just really proactively stop and look around. Look at every single people, every individual in your organization, and look at them from the perspective, could they be a future leader? Could they, with some guidance, support, training, coach, whatever they need, could they be somebody that in the future could be a shift lead, an assistant manager, a general manager of my organization, right? And the only way, unless you do it proactively, it's not going to be something that you're jumping. It's going to be jumping at you. When you visit your stores, if you're looking at cleanliness and standards and procedures and customer service, we do not take the time to actually look at our people and see who is that next leader in your organization. So literally, when you do that, they take the time to proactively and specifically visit your units with that perspective. Whether you are a general manager looking at your crew, or you're a district manager looking at the people in your units, or even if you're the owner of a multi-unit organization, because you might see something that your district manager may miss or that your general managers may miss, because you had the moment to do that and you proactively will do that. So literally, that will be the third step. Look for those diamonds in the rough in your organization that could potentially be the next leader that's going to make a difference in your organization. And then that brings me to the fourth step. When you identify somebody that, wow, these guys, they look like they could be great leaders. They, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but even if it's in a year, that passion, that commitment, that love and the care they take for what they do, that qualifies them for somebody that could be a future leader. And sometimes you have to know that there are people that are extroverts and the people that are introverts. And the people that are introverts, even though they may with all their heart desire to be a leader, to grow in their organization, for X, Y, or Z reason, they're not going to raise their hand. They're not going to tell you, either because they're too shy or because they might be afraid that you're going to, laugh at them. Maybe because they think that, they're not good enough, whatever reason it is. Sometimes great people do not raise their hands. And I can tell you how many times I have seen that throughout my career. So once you have identified somebody that looks like is, really putting the care, the passion, the love for the job, ask them. That's the next step. That's step number 4. Ask them. Ask those people, would you be interested in moving up in my organization? Would you be interested to be the next step that you are in the career? Ask them honestly and provide the safe space for them to answer what they truly want to say. And if you do that, you might be surprised how many people will say, yes, I would like that opportunity. Right? And so that is what's so important, that you really take the time. And so while that is step number 4, at the same time, you got to do step number 5 simultaneously, which is speak with the ones that did raise their hand, right? About the opportunity. What would it take? Right? Because some of them, the people that do not raise the hand, you're going to talk about them. And that's going to be when we go to the step number 6. So that's one of them. But then step number 5 is that people that did raise their hand and they did say that they were interested when you let everybody know about the opportunity. Now you need to be honest with them and say, look, because of your passion, because of the quality of your work, because of the integrity in which is shown in the way that you behave when you work in a company, is why you have that opportunity. But however, we got to be honest, and there's certain things that you got to develop and improve upon and prepare yourself to that next step, right? So be honest with them. Let them know that even though it's a no right now, it's not a no forever. It's just a no right now. And then you got to develop certain things so that you can get to the next step, which brings me then to step number 6, which is now that you have approached your people that did not raise their hand and they said yes, they're interested, and you have had the discussion with the people that did raise a hand and that may or may not be ready, or they may be, some people might be just a step away, other people may be 10 step away, but doesn't mean that 10 step is not going to make it. It's not going to be there. It will be there if the first step is taken, second first is taken, and third and fourth, but they need to know what those steps are. Which brings me to step number 6. And this is where you are going to put your money and your words where your mouth is, I guess. I don't know if that saying is right, but those people that you have identified that could be a future leaders, now you need to create a personalized development plan for each and every one of them on the specific needs of what they have to work on and develop for them to move up to the next level. Now, if you're a multi-unit franchisee, it doesn't mean that you are going to create a development plan. It just means that somebody that directly supervises that employee is the one that's going to create that development plan, that it should be a structured process for you to be able to measure, you or their leader, to measure where they are, what skills they have accumulated, what's pending, what they had to develop to get them ready to the next step. And so if it's a crew member and they aspire to be a shift lead, then the system manager or the GM can help develop that plan for them. If it's somebody that's a shift lead that wants badly to become an assistant manager or general manager or unit manager, then have the manager of the unit along with the district manager create a development plan. And if it's a GM that wants in the future want to become a district manager, then create a development plan along with the district manager for that employee so that they know exactly what they have to do to go from one point to the next. Creating that personalized development plan for them, spending the time and the resources to actually make it happen, it tells the employee that you are serious, that you are willing to take that time because you want them to know exactly what they need to do to get to the next level. That action alone will make them so motivated, so excited, and you'll be surprised how much more they're going to give you to demonstrate to you that they are actually accumulating and taking the steps necessary to accomplish what they say they want to accomplish, and that you are giving them the opportunity to do. All right. Which then takes me to the next step, which is follow up. Let's say that is somebody that is maybe 5 steps away, 6 months, 8 months, a year away from being able to get that desired position, right? That's okay as long as you follow up. It's not one of those things that you set it and forget it. You don't do the development plan. You give it to them, and then you're done until such time that, I don't know, somebody says something about it. No, you should definitely, part of the development plan should be to have touch points between the moment that you have the development plan and the moment that they get promoted. If you schedule those and define them and actually follow through on those touch points, on those follow-up meetings, on those catch up to see where they are, and see the development plan needs to be adjusted or updated, right? You continue to tell them, yes, we are looking at you as a future leader. Yes, you have an opportunity here. Yes, you are working and developing and improving in certain areas. Great job. Now keep working on these other areas, which is what you need to be able to get to the next step, right? And so if you do that, then they see how serious you are, how committed you are, how your word is worth what you are saying it is, because you are following up. That tells them so much. And so many people don't even do those steps, right? And so once you do that, the follow up, then the next step is you promote them, right? Whenever the opportunity happens, which is step number 8, is you give them the opportunity. If you have an opening, and of the people that are available and maybe potential outside candidates, if your person is there and they are, based on the development plan you created for them, ready, you gotta give them the opportunity. Because if you don't give them the opportunity to demonstrate that they have done what they needed to do to deserve that, and then show you that they can do the job, then what was the whole thing for, right? So the next step is you give them the opportunity. And so the next step, which is the last step of having that bench, is when they get the opportunity, now you celebrate. You definitely need to announce it to the entire organization every single time that you promote somebody from within. You should absolutely announce it to the world, announce it to the organization, celebrate that an internal person that has been with the company X amount of time, that has followed the steps in the development plan to get themselves ready for that position. Now they have that position, and you are proud and happy for them, and you want to congratulate them by letting everybody know about it. And so not only are you giving that person the message, look, you did what you had to do and you have earned it, and now they're going to do everything they can to prove to you that your trust and the opportunity you're giving them is not going to be for nothing. That's one of the benefits. And the other benefit is that you're also telling your organization that what you said is true, that it is possible. And if people in your organization see that it was possible for them, somebody that may have started as a car wash detail person, or somebody that may start as a pizza delivery person, or somebody that may have started as a buzzer, that we can become an assistant manager, a general manager of a unit, and it happened for them. If they see that it happened for them, they can see themselves that it can happen to them too. And that's how you create inspiration and excitement in your organization. I'm gonna tell you, in a multi-unit organization that is growing, that has opportunities, it's so easy, or it should be easy, to motivate your people for growth, because you can demonstrate it constantly when you promote people from within. And not only is it a great benefit for that employee that was able to grow from your organization, it's also a benefit for the employee in the organization to see that it is possible. But it is also a way to create great motivation and excitement in your organization. And it allows you to then grow more units and grow your business. One of the things that stops multi-unit franchisees from growing faster is the lack of leadership. And I promise you that if you keep these steps, these 9 steps, which I'm going to go through them again, if you keep these 9 steps and you proactively take the time to execute them, little by little, step by step, along with your leaders to support you on this endeavor, you will be able to not only always have somebody ready from when the leadership position opens up to take over that position, but it will also allow you to grow into other units because you will have the leaders hungry, ready for them. So the first step is you got to decide to do it. You got to decide that you're going to own creating a bench in your organization. It's not going to happen magically. You have to make the decision. The second step is let the entire organization know that you want to promote people from within, and let them know how they need to let you know that they're interested and what it's going to take to make it happen. Third step is you proactively look for the diamonds in the rough in your organization, because not everybody's going to raise their hand. There are introverts, they're shy people, they're people that don't even believe in themselves. So you got to proactively look for them. The people that did raise their hands, then that's the third step, right? You look for the diamonds in the rough. The fourth step is when you find somebody, ask them, are you interested in being a leader? Are you interested in growing with the organization? And then they're going to say yes. So the next step, which step number 5, is the people that did raise their hand and the people that say, yes, we're interested. Now you need to speak with them and create. The next step is a personal plan, right? A personal plan based on what is it that they're missing? What do they need to work on, right? And it's going to be specifically for each person because every person has a different need. And then the next step is you follow up on that plan. You or whoever the direct supervisor is, follow up on the plan to make sure that the plan is progressing and to give them the message that, yes, you are still in the way to become a leader. And then, of course, the next step is that you promote them. You give them the opportunity. Once they're ready and they've done what they have to, promote them. And of course, the last step is celebrate. Celebrate and let everybody know that somebody within the organization did what they needed to do to grow in within them. Now, I'm just going to give you one last tip before I finish today's live broadcast. And that is, as you're looking around, don't look just for the people that have the ability and the skills for the tactical operations. Look for attitude, because attitude, character, desire, because those are the things that you cannot teach. You know, it is very difficult for somebody that doesn't have the attitude, doesn't have the positive attitude, or the integrity or the desire to move up. It's very difficult to teach that. You can teach people how to do inventory. You can teach people how to do schedules. You can teach people how to manage, product cost. But that attitude, that character, that personality, that desire is difficult. And so even if you have somebody that might have had very little studies or not much experience, if they had that desire, that attitude, that character, they can be an amazing leader for you in your future. So don't dismiss somebody just because they don't have a lot of knowledge or maybe, schooling or any type of degree, because you'd be surprised how much loyalty, passion, and true love for their work you can find in the people that have that opportunity, and that you give it to them, despite the fact that they may not have knowledge. So that's something that I wanted to leave you with, because many people that were bussers, pizza delivery drivers, burger flippers, or even car wash detailers, they are the great leaders of today. And so you never know when you're going around your organization, you're going to find those diamonds in the rough that are going to be amazing for your organization. So hopefully this gave you a little bit of guidance. I know that right now we have a leadership crisis in our industry. And you have to own finding and creating the bench for your organization. Every day, every week, every month, some sort of activity you have to do to make sure that you're working towards that as you are managing, the challenges of today's lack of leadership. But if you do this, if you proactively work on this, I promise you that eventually you will have a bench that you can call upon when those opportunities or those openings happening. And you will need to go less and less to the external hire that gives you a 50-50 chance that it's going to work or not work. All right. Thank you for being with me today. If you enjoy this video and this little best practice and tip sharing, I would love it if you give us a big thumbs up wherever platform you're on. And if you are in our YouTube page, or if you would like to see videos like this that we have done in the past and we will do in the future, subscribe to the channel, doing the bell in the bottom, and that way you will be announced when the future videos like this will come up. We're here every Monday on our multi-unit mastery Monday, so we'll see you guys next week. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. There's a comment in here. Let's see. Perfect timing on the topic. Yep, that seat is set outside and it's still too late. Exactly. Thank you very much. You are very welcome, Angelique and Angela. Really appreciate your company. Awesome. Thank you. And we'll see you guys next week on Multi-Unit Mastery Monday. Bye-bye, everybody.